You're not bad at picking men. You are excellent at picking men. You pick exactly the kind of men who will reproduce that exact emotional environment your body was built to manage as a child. The problem is not your taste. The problem is your taste is working perfectly and it is pointed at the wrong target. And today I want to show you something about your own pattern that you have probably felt for years but never had language for. Not theory, not attachment labels. The exact moment you leave yourself. We are talking to women directly. In this video, I want them to understand that their brain is hunting for the archetype that is highly functional. And you will understand as we proceed in the video, you will understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. We are going to find it together. Avoidant men. Let me describe a scene. You meet someone, first date, maybe second, and he is interesting. Not warm exactly, but not cold. Present enough to make you curious, withheld enough to make you lean in. The evening ends. Something happened. Not a spark exactly, a hum. Somewhere between your chest and the base of your throat. You go home and the thinking begins. You write a text, delete it, rewrite it, shorter this time, casual, light. Nothing that reveals how much you are already thinking. You send it and then you wait. Not patiently, strategically. You put the phone down. You pick it up. You check if he has viewed your story. You notice he has. He has not replied to the text, but he viewed the story, and you begin to explain that away. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he doesn't want to seem too eager. Maybe he is different from the others. Maybe you should give it time. And right here, in this moment, something has already happened that you did not notice. You stopped asking what you want and started asking how to keep him interested. That transition, that exact micro moment is the beginning of everything I want to talk about today. It is not dramatic. It never is. It is the moment you rewrite the text. It is the moment you decide not to ask the question. It is the moment you soften the boundary before it has even been tested. It is the moment you become more understanding than you actually feel, more patient than the situation warrants, more available to a person who has already shown you less of themselves than you are showing to them. You do not notice this happening because it feels normal. Not normal as in comfortable, normal as in familiar. And there is the word, familiar. Because what most people call chemistry is not chemistry, it is recognition. Your body is not saying this person is right for me. Your body is saying, I know how to manage this. I have been managing this since I was a child. I know the moves, I know the timings. I know how to stay engaged with someone who is not fully showing up. That feeling you call attraction. That is your operating system recognizing a pattern it was built to solve. But here is the part that almost nobody says. You are not attracted to the avoidant man. You are attracted to the version of yourself that appears around him. Think about it. Around the available man, the one who texts back quickly, who is consistent, who makes his feelings clear, you feel calm, safe, and strangely bored. Isn't it so? Something in your body registers availability as the absence of charge. It doesn't thrill, it doesn't give any kick. It feels like nothing is happening. But around the man who is slightly withdrawn, slightly unclear, slightly not quite there, everything inside you activates. You become alert, focused, sharp. You are reading signals. You are calibrating. You are solving. You feel more alive around him than you feel anywhere else in your highly organized, highly competent, highly controlled life. That aliveness is not love. It is your survival system running at full capacity. And it feels like chemistry because the body does not distinguish between engagement and emergency. This pattern did not begin in your dating life. It began in a room, a living room, a kitchen, a car, a childhood bedroom, where you lay awake monitoring the emotional weather of someone who has supposed to be steady. Maybe it was a parent whose mood shifted unpredictably. Not always angry, just variable. Present one day, withdrawn the next, warm and then suddenly cold for reasons nobody explained. We all have been there. What secret there is? And you learn something. You learn that love requires vigilance. The closeness requires reading, the connection requires managing someone else's state in order to access your own safety. And you become an expert at reading rooms, at sensing shifts before they happened, at adjusting yourself, your tone, your needs, your entire emotional presence to match what was required to keep the connection alive. You did not develop a pattern. You developed a skill, a very expensive, very effective skill that kept you safe in a household where safety was not guaranteed. And now, decades later, you walk into a restaurant to meet a man for the first time, and when he is slightly distant, slightly unclear, slightly not quite giving you what you need, every circuit in your body fires up. Not because he is special. He's probably everything but special. But because the mission is familiar. Let me talk about what this costs. Not in emotional language, in real terms. You think you are investing in a relationship. What you are actually spending is attention. Your best attention, your sharpest focus, the same quality of attention that builds careers and solves problems and manages teams. You are spending it on decoding a man's silence. You are spending energy convincing yourself that his inconsistency is complexity, that his withdrawal is depth, that his inability to show up is just his way to showing up differently. You are spending your own reality rewriting his. And every time you lower a need before expressing it, every time you become more understanding than you actually feel, every time you make yourself easier to love than you are not being patient. You are training yourself to leave your own side every time uncertainty appears. And that training is expensive because it does not stay inside the relationship. It follows you everywhere. And this is where it becomes bigger than dating. The woman who rewrites the text 4 times before sending is the same woman who overfunctions at work, who earns her value through usefulness, who become indispensable before anyone has a chance to actually know her. She manages other people's emotion as a reflex. She feels responsible for outcomes she does not control. She performs competence instead of expressing needs. She gives endlessly, and when someone tries to give back, she deflects, minimizes, redirects. Because receiving requires something that her operating system was never trained to do. It requires stillness, and stillness to her system registers as danger. She did not develop a dating pattern. She developed an operating pattern. The same pattern that makes her chase the unavailable man is the same pattern that makes her the first person to volunteer and the last person to ask for help. The one who holds the room together while quietly falling apart somewhere nobody can see. She was never choosing the wrong man. She was choosing the environment her nervous system was built to manage. The man was just a delivery mechanism. The real attraction was the mission. So mechanism. Let's discuss the mechanism. What I am describing is not a flaw. It is a perfectly functioning adaptation aimed at the wrong objective. The pattern is not broken. The pattern is working exactly as it was designed. That is the tragedy. And that is also the relief. Because if it were random, if it were bad luck, bad judgment, bad taste, then there would be nothing to do. You would just be unlucky. But it is not random. It is a mechanism. And a mechanism can be understood, mapped, and recalibrated. What that means practically is this. The first step is not trying to want different men. It is noticing the moment you leave yourself. It is catching this microsecond, where your attention shifts from inside to outside, where you stop asking what you feel and start asking what he is thinking. You need to catch that microsecond. You do not need to fix this in one conversation. You do not need to leave anyone. You do not need a dramatical intervention. You need to stay on your own side. Once in one conversation for 30 seconds longer than the pattern wants you to. Okay? That is the interruption. And that small interruption is the beginning of a completely different life. Let's discuss the chemistry shift. One more thing, because this is the part that nobody warns you about. When this pattern begins to shift, when you start staying on your own side, the chemistry with the unavailable man will decrease. You will meet the same kind of men and feel less. Not nothing, less. The hum will be quieter. The activation will be slower. The mission will not launch the way it used to. And something in you will interpret that as losing something. Because for your entire life, that activation was the closest thing to feel fully alive that your body knew. And losing it feels like losing yourself. But you are not losing yourself. You are finding yourself. For the first time, underneath the mission, underneath the management, underneath the years of building a life around solving someone else's. The woman who no longer needs the activation is not bored, she is present. And presence after a lifetime of vigilance feels extremely unfamiliar. That does not mean it is wrong, it means it is new. So let's close it here. You are not broken. You have never been broken. You are a woman with an extraordinarily sophisticated operating system that was calibrated for the wrong environment. It kept you safe, it made you sharp, it made you capable, it made you the woman who reads every room, manages every crisis, and holds everything together. And it also kept you on a permanent loop of leaving yourself to attend to someone who is not attending to you. The pattern is real. The mechanism is real. The cost is real. And the recalibration is possible. Not by trying harder, not by choosing different through willpower, by understanding the architecture underneath the pattern and correcting it at the level where it actually runs. That architecture is what I built, the code of living to address, because I kept seeing this pattern, not just in dating, in career, in families, in the way brilliant women build entire lives around solving everyone except themselves. The course is not ready. When it is ready, the link will be below. However, we must understand that the avoidant man was never the problem. He was the mirror, showing you the part of yourself that still believes love requires a mission. It does not. Love requires presence. And presence requires staying on your own side long enough to discover that you were always worth staying for. Anyway, that's enough for tonight. Get some rest. I'll see you at sunrise.